Today's message. You know, unfortunately, everyone that was put in your life wasn't put here to evolve. Guess what? It's actually the contrary. A lot of them were put in your life to remind you of what it looks like if you don't evolve. Welcome back to Grow Rich, Grow Happy. All my free thinkers, that place where we follow those breadcrumbs of wealth. And guys, I got some breadcrumbs for you for XRP. I read something yesterday where an expert was saying that we have a unique buying opportunity right now until Ripple releases details of its escrow plans. Now, guys, you know how I am when it comes to XRP. And, you know, I could truly make 1,000 videos on XRP a day because, you know, it's just that much information out. But to me, all of it is not great information. Some of it is speculative. Let's face it, all of it is speculative. But sometimes I run across information that I look at and I say, this is more than speculation. This actually has some meat on it, and it can be helpful to those of you out there that have XRP, or you're just looking to get your XRP bags up. I mean, you're feeling a little bit jaded on the price and why it's so stagnant. This video is going to clear that up, and actually it's going to, at least it did for me, it made me realize that, oh, we seriously might be in a great position right now, especially if the news is coming out here probably soon, maybe by the end of this year, next year, I don't know. But if they say the right things, guys, it's going to put us, man, we're going to be in a great predicament, guys. So that's what we're going to be discussing. This is your first time here to Grow Rich, Grow Happy, guys. I'm Mr. Foresight, and I do just that. I look ahead and find some of the digital assets that I feel like everyone should be paying attention to. I'll never tell you what to buy. I never tell you to sell. I just show you information and how I dissect things and the reason why I'm bullish on certain projects. Guys, the only thing I ask of you is smash that like button for me. Give me a sub, of course, if you haven't. Hit that bell notification so that you don't miss any of these essential videos, guys. And while you're at it, get your cold storage wallet from down below, guys. I got 10% off on Tangent wallets. I use mine every day, and it does go, that 10% does go to support the channel and keep these lights on, guys. So do your boy a favor, and if you're gonna buy a cold storage wallet, which I don't know why you wouldn't, make sure you pick up one of those. So let's talk about Ripple. So here's the thing, guys. So I checked out this article, and I wanted to see, I went through it and I said, does it make any sense? Does it, I love XRP, guys, but let's talk about XRP for a minute, because here's the one thing with XRP, the one big thing: 100 billion supply, right? 100 billion total supply. Reminds me of Zebak. And I got an interesting video coming for you guys. Well, here's the thing: Ripple started out with 55 billion of that locked up in escrow. Now, the reason it was locked up in escrow is it controls how things does it. So the coins don't flood the market and just destroy the price. It keeps things kind of stable. So Ripple is kind of like the gatekeeper. So they kept that escrow, and every month they would release 1 billion. Well, the thing that some people don't tell you is that they would use that 1 billion for partnerships and deals and things of that nature. And whatever was left over, they would put that back into escrow. Well, accordingly, now they have roughly 38.9 billion, I believe I read that correctly. 38.9 billion of that escrow is now, that's all that's left that they have. And the big talk has been, wow, if they go ahead and they come out and they say something like, hey, we've been talking, and this is what we're going to do with that 38.9 billion. We're going to either burn it, which I don't think is very likely, because David Schwartz from Ripple, he even spoke on that. He spoke on the fact that Stellar, and we've talked about this in previous videos that I've made, David Schwartz said that, and some of you might not remember, you might be beginners, that you were just really entering. Stellar did this years ago. I want to say I think it was 2021. They did this and it gave them a slight spike, but it didn't really do anything long-term for the price. So David Schwartz was saying, while it might work initially, just, temporarily, it would probably just fall back down. So a burn is unlikely. However, if they were to do something with the escrow that they have, let's just say they was to take that escrow and they used to donate some to the XRP Ledger Foundation, that could help. But one thing a lot of people have been talking about in rumors, and we know we've talked about it here too. What if they was to take that 38.9 billion, they was to give that to someone like the government for them to hold like they hold in Bitcoin, kind of like their Federal Reserve? That would do wonders. However, that is very, very speculative. So don't think that that's going to happen. But here's the thing. And if they do anything with it that people like the investors like us can get behind, it's only going to drive the price up. Because here's what they could come out and say, and these are just possible options. They could come out and say something like, what we're going to do, rather than, we're not going to be releasing so much into circulation every month. We're going to take that 1 billion and we're going to come down on that. That could help. That could help push the price. But here's the thing. Ripple does know that they have to do something, because a lot of investors, the argument has always been, well, XRP is not decentralized because it's nowhere near Bitcoin, because it doesn't act like Bitcoin, because they're controlling majority of right now, 40% of the circulation, or the total supply. They're controlling 40% of it. So some investors, a lot of them who look at it like a banker's coin, they look at it and they step back and they say, I don't know about this XRP. It's a banker's coin. It's only going to do so much. But the thing I want you guys to understand is that, again, we cannot forget the relationships. We can't forget what the guy Gilberty said, Saul Gilberty from that ETF said. He said these guys over there, they act like investment bankers. They know what they are doing. So guys, one thing that they know that the thing that keeps XRP in the mouths of so many people is the XRP army and the diehard XRP community. They don't want to screw that up, because I've been really mulling this over, and I know that this, for me, I believe that the XRP army, the community, is their biggest asset. So they're going to have to do something. And let's face it, guys, whatever they do, if they're thinking like investment bankers, they got to do something that's going to really elevate that price, because it does help them, considering they have so much in escrow. So what I think they could be thinking about doing, one thing I've thought about is maybe reducing how much is introduced into the supply. Like, I'll say this, I guarantee that they are talking about it, because for one, this narrative is floating around out there. So I definitely agree with the article where they say that we have a significant buying opportunity right now. And the reason we have a buying opportunity, because as the making of this video, XRP is like going for $2.22, and it's still currently number 4, but that's not going to be for long, guys. So you look at this price right here, and one thing we know about crypto, guys, when good news hits, or things that people presume is bullish, the price spikes fast. And then you get a lot of people saying, I wish I would have bought. I wish I would have bought at that $2 price when the XRP reached like $10 and beyond. So these are things you have to look out for. I always told you guys, we have to look ahead, especially when it comes to our assets, so that we know what we can expect, or kind of gauge, kind of like the weatherman, kind of like they look at weather patterns, they look at cloud formations, and they say, based on that, I believe it's going to snow or rain. We have to be able to do the same thing with our assets, guys. And XRP is one of those assets that the world is watching. I will say that the world is watching, but we know those guys are very smart, They form some strategic partnerships, which I think is going to benefit us all, guys, in the long run. So let me know down below right now, guys. Do you think XRP is a buying opportunity right now, just based on everything that I just told you? And if so, are you planning on adding to your bags before we get that news that's going to shock the world and spike that price? Let me know down below, guys. As always, share these videos with other people, especially XRP people that would like more information, and people you've been trying to convince that maybe they need to pick up this asset even just a little bit. To the next one, this your boy.